What's up, guys? Welcome to Photo Conversations, where we talk about photography, film, and so much more about life. Well, today I'm at my favorite spot in the world, just right here. You know, when I sit here, it always feels to me like I see the whole world from just this spot. It's somewhere in Ginger, and I love coming to this place every other time. And I think all creatives need time and space to be able to re-energize, to have time for thought and time to be able to do the thinking part of creativity. So for me, it is this spot where I usually come and try to hack my own thoughts and take a cup of tea, as I enjoy the breeze and the nature around this place. Well, today I want to share with you something that I also think we should think about more deeply as photographers and filmmakers, and that is concept development. Why should we build concepts before we actually produce our works? Why should we take time to think of what we are going to produce before we actually produce the work? So concept development is one of the key things that any creative should be able to incorporate in their work process, or in their workflow before producing the actual product. Most of the customers or clients that I've been getting for film and photography will give you a call a day before the actual production day or before the actual filming day. They'll be like, Watanda, come over, we are in Gulu, we want to shoot ABCD. And because you want the money, you run there and do the actual shooting. But in the end, you don't get exactly what you've been looking for, or in the end you get the bare minimum of your quality. Because it's mainly because you haven't given thought to what you're going to produce. You haven't built a concept that you're going to follow. So people wonder why probably your work is the same over and over again. It's because you're not thinking, you're just producing. And also, I think the economy that we are dealing with, or the work environment that we are working in, demands constant production. Like, produce this today, and before you know it, you're not thinking, you're only producing. So it also comes from the customer end most of the times, because most customers are more concerned with product delivery timelines than they are concerned about the quality of the work, about what level of work are you producing. So that is where we fail as photographers and filmmakers, and end up producing the same kind of work, or work that does not stun anyone anymore. I mean, it's just like producing maybe it's just like being on a production line where you're doing the same thing, same quality, getting the same amount of money. So creativity and concept development should be things that we should use as leverage to charge more, to have more, to have better and quality products each and every time you shoot. Because, for example, if today maybe my concept is, maybe we are dealing with a moody film, a moody, emotional kind of production, and then maybe we say, okay, we are going to make our film dark, or maybe we are going to give a blue tint to our film to give it this kind of feel. You're developing a concept. Or maybe if you're going to say that maybe it's a happy film, then maybe we deal with bright colors, yellow, red and orange and stuff like that. So do we get time to actually think about what we're going to produce? So that is the reason why we need to sit back and think about concept development as key ingredient for any production kind of work that we're doing. Yeah. So so I'm just going to break down for you why I think it's important to build a concept before you actually produce your work. So point number one is concept development helps you to see your product before you actually produce it. And this helps you to be able to scrutinize your work, critique your work, share your work with other creatives before it becomes an actual work, to be able to spot where your work falls short, to be able to spot where you could have made your work better. And that helps you to panel beat your work and be able to produce a better quality. So it's like sneak peeking in the future. You have an opportunity to see your work before it comes out. I'll give you an example. Like in our field, film and photography, we have script development, we have concept development, where you develop the concept. What concept are you working with? Then you develop a script for it. If it's audio, then you're going to develop the actual audio lines that the person is going to say. Then you go to creating a storyboard that is actually the actual scenes, the actual shots that you're going to produce in the actual film. Meaning that you have an opportunity to see the work, feel the work before you actually produce it, and that helps you to refine it each and every day before you decide to go out there and produce this work. So that is very important, and most of the time this concept development time is in our field is usually pre-production. Actually the entire pre-production is concept development. You spend more time building a concept. So point number two, why you should take concept development as an important element of your production process is concept development is something that could also improve on the amount of money you charge for your work, because you actually charge it. I do charge concept development as part of the work that I'm going to produce, because when I'm quoting for work, I'm going to quote for concept development itself, because I'm thinking about the concept, and I'm going to be paid for that. I'm also going to I'm going to charge for storyboard development. I'm going to charge for script development. So that is money that is coming in because you're giving time and thought to the work you're going to produce, and it definitely improves on your income. It definitely improves on the amount of money that you're going to charge. So concept development should be something we charge for, because we sit down and think. People are paid to think. So moving forward, you should be able to include thinking or building the concept in your quotations when you're working with people and organizations and corporations and other businesses. Yeah, so it really also presents you more as a professional, because most people think that photography and film is something you just hold a camera and shoot and get good pictures, but they forget that there is a thought process to it. So to be able to present yourself more as a professional, as a thinker, as a strategic thinker, then you should be able to charge for concept development as a key element in your production process. Yeah. So the other thing about concept development is that it helps you to become a better thinker. All the things that you see on this earth were thought of before they were created. Even God himself had to think about certain things before he said that let there be. So we are carefully thought about by God. So I believe when you practice thinking and building concepts, it improves your cognitive ability to create ideas out of nothing. actually it helps build your creativity. So the more you think and stop to act spontaneously, it actually helps you to become a better thinker. Then point number three is concept development helps you to produce. It helps you reduce the time that you produce a product. So when you spend more time thinking, it simply means you're going to spend less time producing the work, because most of the work is thought about before you actually produce. So recently I worked on a project, and surely we didn't give more time to concept development, and thought, because the company was thinking of timelines, instead of thinking about how are we going to execute within these timelines. So we did not give a lot of thought to what we were going to shoot, and yet it was a very high budget production. So we are now struggling to produce this work because we did not think about what we're going to produce. So now it's becoming even more time consuming than what we planned for. Yet had we given thought, had we built a concept, a better concept, we would be able to now to run through the filming, run through the editing. Because think about editing. Editing is basically putting all the parts together and getting the film out. So had we thought about it carefully, we would be able to have our product in the shortest time possible. So spend more time thinking so that you spend less time executing and less time editing. So thank you very much for watching this YouTube channel, Photo Conversations. I know I'm a bit inconsistent with my productions, but it's because lately I've been very, very, very engaged with lots of work that spend a lot of time, because the clients haven't given much thought to what should be produced. So that is why I haven't been able to produce content on a regular basis. So for me, I would like to implore and encourage each and every creative photographer, filmmaker, scriptwriter, songwriter to take concept development as a very important aspect of the creative process, the creative production process. So before you produce anything, take time to think about it. Doodle something on a piece of paper, refine the doodle into something more, into maybe a script, then go further to refine it into the shots you're going to take, the colors you're going to work with, the music you're going to work with. Think about all these things, and this will definitely improve the quality of your work. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys. See you on the next one, and make sure to subscribe to this channel, Photo Conversations, where we talk about film, photography, and so much more about life. See you then, guys.